So the Grand Prix has come to an end, unfortunately. It's been a very, very good tournament to watch this week. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoy making videos about it as well. You know, it's been a great way to kick off the channel, and hopefully it's just the start of what could hopefully be a very, very good channel. To be fair though, I don't know about you lot, but I am looking forward to having an early night tonight, because fucking hell, like, if you go to bed, it's 11:30. For if you have like 7 nights in a row, has not done me the world of good at all, so I'm looking forward to getting a good night's sleep tonight, I think. So yeah, basically, just in the video, I thought I would just give an overall summary of the tournament, some of the best games, the best performers, the highest averages, some of the actual standard performances in general, stuff like that. But before we do sort any of that, I just want to give a huge congratulations to the real deal, Mike the Decker. Honestly, what a story! What a week he has had. He's played brilliantly in every single game, and tournament thoroughly deserved to win the tournament. And what a final that was last night as well. Just full of drama. It really was one of the greatest games of darts we have probably seen, maybe all year. Honestly, it's been absolutely brilliant to watch. And yeah, honestly, I'm so chuffed with the deck. I'm pretty sure everyone associated with darts was very happy for him. And yeah, he's now finally a major. Well, I say finally, it's only his second ever PDC title, but it is a major. I mean, he's actually won a major before fucking Dave Chisnell has, for Christ's sake. So there's that. But without further ado, let's get right into this video. So I think to kick things off, we're going to have a look, in my opinion, the overall best matches of the tournament. So I've got around 8 matches here, spread throughout the tournament, so I'm for you as quickly as possible, because I don't want this video to go on for too long. So some of the best games, I do have Nathan Aspinall against Ryan Searle in round 1, just literally everything you could have asked for in an opening game. You know, went all the way to a deciding leg. Aspinall nearly threw a 9 darter, which was just, honestly, it would have been absolute carnage in this fucking house without it again gone in. Ryan Searle actually averaged more than Nathan Aspinall. I believe Searle actually averaged one of the top 10 highest averages in the whole fucking tournament and still lost. I think it was mental. But yeah, brilliant game of darts from 2 players who, yeah, it was a great game to watch. Then we had Luke Humphries against Stephen Bunting as well in round 1. I mean, it was so close. This tournament could have been very different so easily. You know, Stephen Bunting, 5 legs on the trot, nearly completely whitewashed Luke Humphries. Was a match dart away from doing so. But he missed the double 16, and then Luke Humphries went on a fucking rampage. Won the next 6 legs, and then normally dumped out the bullet. But yeah, that was another absolutely brilliant match. And honestly, again, it could have been another one where if Bunting had won, who knows what would have happened in that side of the draw. But yeah, brilliant game. Luke Woodhouse against Dimitri Vandenberg was also one which I thought was quite good, which I wasn't really expecting it to be. Going into it, I thought it would be a pretty slow paced, pretty unentertaining game. But I was pleasantly surprised. It was very good, and both players averaging above 96 for the Grand Prix, which is actually very good. Yeah, again pretty much went down to the wire, and yeah, overall was another brilliant game of darts to watch. Also Michael Smith against Gary Anderson as well, another one which we, going into the tournament, we looked at that one thinking, oh, that's probably going to be one of, if not the tie of the first round, and it did not disappoint. Went down to a last leg decider. Michael Smith missing match darts to win it. Gary Anderson coming in to nick it. Honestly, again, it's a brilliant game of darts between 2 former world champions. Just what more could you want, really? Then we've also got Nathan Aspinall against Ryan Joyce. Obviously, being an Aspinall fan, this game did piss me off in the end. But you know, setting back, it was an absolutely brilliant game. Aspinall took the lead early on, looked in control. Then for the next pretty much the next 2 sets, Ryan Joyce just completely stormed through. Then Aspinall came back to level up. Then had some match darts which he missed, and Joyce came in. Obviously, he fucked up the fucking 60, which was pretty funny. But then ended up fucking winning the set anyway. So he was absolutely can't. It was a brilliant game. It really was. And then also Rob Cross against Ryan Joyce in the quarterfinal as well. There's a pretty similar game really to the Aspinall one, where it was all Rob Cross to begin with, then Joyce went 2-1 up, then Rob Cross equalised, and then again Joyce ended up taking the final set. Just again, it was a pretty similar game to the Aspinall one, but I thought I'd mention it as well. There's also, you know, another underdog beating one of the highest seeded players. Also, in the quarterfinal, Luke Humphries against Johnny Clayton, again another pretty high quality game of darts. Again, another game which could have been very, very different had some things maybe went Clayton's way more, had he actually been more clinical on the outer ring than what he was. But yeah, again, just absolutely brilliant game of darts as well. And then of course, do have Luke Humphries up against Mike the Decker in the final. Just again, like I said before, one of the best games of the year for me. Absolutely had everything. You know, Humphries actually stormed through the opening set. And then the Decker reeled off 4 sets on the bounce. Humphries just wasn't playing well at all. Then Humphries came back to level up a 4 apiece, and I don't know about you lot, but as soon as Humphries equalised, I was like, oh, it's over. Humphries just won it. But then the Decker just having absolute balls of steel, just to come back and win the last 2 sets. I mean, also I mentioned as well, Humphries taking out back-to-back 10+ finishes as well. Mike Decker having a double 19. It was just, he had everything. It was a brilliant game. And yeah, those are just some of the greatest games out of the Grand Prix this week. Just absolutely outstanding. Then next up, we do have some actual stand-up performances from individual players throughout the week. And we do have Johnny Clayton against Richie Edhouse. You know, Clayton, you know, I think it reminded us a lot of Clayton back in 2021 when he basically was the best player on the circuit, on the tour. I think we can all admit back then. You know, in the end, actually averaged only 93, but still, especially in that first set against Edhouse. I mean, Edhouse still played right. Edhouse still averaged about 86, 87, and didn't even win a set. It was just one of those games where Clayton was absolutely dominating, and it was a really good game from Johnny Clayton there. Then got Ross Smith against Jan van Veen. I mean, Jan van Veen literally only won one leg on the whole match, and that was 30170. Big fish, check out. But yeah, just utter domination from Ross Smith from start to finish. And then yeah, he actually got the 9th highest ever average at the Grand Prix as well while doing it, so you can't really complain there. Also, again, I had to mention this one, Daryl Gurney against Michael Van Gerwen, completely whitewashing Van Gerwen. I mean, to be fair, not many people can say they've whitewashed Van Gerwen. You know, I know Chris Dobie did it last year in the Premier League, but yeah, Daryl Gurney, hats off to your son, because he was, again, just really, really good. I mean, obviously, yeah, I know Van Gerwen wasn't exactly 100%, but you know, again, you can't look past Gurney, completely whitewashing Van Gerwen there. Again, Luke Humphries against Ryan Joyce. That semi-final was just utterly chaos. Just Ryan Joyce still fucking plays very, very well. I'm pretty sure Joyce averaged just below 9. I'm pretty sure Joyce averaged about 95, 96. Still couldn't fucking. I saw only recorded like 3 or 4 legs. Humphries just absolutely battered him. And again, I mentioned it in yesterday's video. It literally is one of the greatest performances you'll ever see at the Grand Prix, and especially in the semi-final as well. Just absolutely domination from Luke Humphries. And then of course, to end things off, to do have Mike the Decker against Luke Humphries in the finals as well. I mean, again, I mentioned it before, but they've actually went 4-1 up in sets, and then yeah, Humphries pegged them back to 4-4, but then just to then be in that position of 4-4. To then still go on and storm to win the match. I mean, to be fair, we saw in the World last year, Luke Littler was 4-2 up against Humphries. Missed a dart to go 5-2 up, and then Humphries completely just stormed away, and Littler's couldn't really get a look in. Whereas Mike the Decker completely took control back of the game, and it was really, really great game management from Mike the Decker. He was really good from him, really good. And then moving on to the top 3 highest averages from the tournament as well. Obviously, Dimitri Van den Berg at number 3 against Luke Woodhouse in the first round, averaging 97.18. Funny enough, Luke Woodhouse himself actually had the 4th highest average, I think about 96, I think it was, for Luke Woodhouse. So yeah, that just shows how great that game was. Then Luke Humphries averaging just over a ton against Ryan Joyce in that semi-final. Just, again, Luke Humphries, a brilliant performance from him in that game. And then I mentioned before, but then Ross Smith did have the highest average of the tournament against Jan van Veen, averaging just over 101.79, which again was the 9th highest ever average at the Grand Prix. And there, yeah, only 2 ton plus averages in the tournament. I mean, to be fair, it's not too uncommon to see in the Grand Prix. Obviously, with it being a double start, it's not exactly the rarest thing to see, especially as well as, you know, like literally all 3 of those players I mentioned there all usually start on double 16 as well, which I think just goes to show how clinical they were and how good they actually were in those games. So yeah, I also mentioned about Luke Woodhouse. I believe he was number 4 in the averages against Van den Berg, and Ryan Joyce as well, averaged 95 against Luke Humphries. Ryan Searle averaged 94 against Nathan Aspler, who himself averaged 92 in that game. Aspinall again, average 92 against Ryan Joyce. Yeah, there was a lot of 90 plus averages in the tournament. It was really good to see. It was a really high quality tournament, I think it's fair to say. And then moving on to some of the players, I think, you know what, overall had a good tournament and should be very happy with how they got on. Of course, Luke Humphries, you know, making it to yet another final. I believe it's a 6 in his last 9 major finals. He's made it now, which is just mental. He literally made it to the final of every fucking major. It's been absolutely mental. Dimitri van den Berg as well, again making it to yet another semi-final in the major. Obviously made it to the quarterfinals in the match play, won the UK Open. So far he's had a pretty good year on the in the major so far. Obviously got 3 more yet to go, but he's doing alright at the moment. Joe Cullen as well, I think deserves a mention. Obviously written off pretty much by everybody, I think, ahead of his game against Chris Dobie in round 1, and then making it to the quarterfinals. I mean, yeah, he didn't exactly have any particular like standout games by any means, but the fact, you know, he's had a pretty rotten year, and the fact he made it to the quarterfinals, you know, I think you've got to give him some credit for that. You know, he's had a pretty good tournament there. Of course, Ryan Joyce as well. You know, pretty much everyone, again, no one thought he would get past round 1 against Josh Rock, but there. Then of course knocked out Nathan Aspinall and Rob Cross, ranked players number 5 and 4 in the world respectively as well, just to get there, which is just you can't ignore. And then of course Mike De Decker, again another one where literally no one thought he'd get past round 1 against Damon Heta, survived the match dart, and then beat Gary Anderson, James Wade, Dimitri van den Berg and Luke Humphries. I mean, to be fair, he's literally had one of the toughest runs you could have possibly had at the tournament. He's absolutely blitzed through all of them. You know, he's had a really good tournament so far. And then of course, unfortunately, we do have to look at some of the worst performers of the tournament. Again, I don't really want to say I had a bad tournament, because, you know, qualifying for the Grand Prix in itself is a pretty good achievement, no matter where you are on the order of merit. Of course, as we said, Michael van Gerwen again, didn't even get a leg in his one match against Dow Gurney, but again, you know, could put that down to him not being completely well enough to play. But again, you can't look past the facts at the end of the day. Gerwin Price, a little bit unfair, I think, because since he actually did make it to the second round, but again, just didn't play very well at all. I mean, again, the game against Danny Noppert wasn't exactly a classic game. Honestly, in my opinion, probably one of the worst games of the whole tournament. It's Noppert, and then just got absolutely battered by James Wade in round 2. Just not great at all from Gerwin Price at all. I mean, to be fair, he's in some pretty poor form at the moment as well. Josh Rock as well, didn't play very well against Ryan Joyce in round 1. Yeah, it looked as though he was going to swamp with set 1, but then just couldn't get back in the game at all. And in the end, it was a pretty easy win overall for Ryan Joyce in that match. Yeah, pretty disappointed by Josh Rock, to be fair. Quite a few people thought he would actually make it to the into the latter stages as well. So this goes to show. Barney as well. I've got to mention Barney. I believe he had one of the lowest averages in the whole tournament. I think he averaged like 79 against Ricardo Pietrezco in round 1. It was just sad to see. I mentioned it in the previous video. It's just sad to see Barney does not play very well at all. Yeah, he struggled in that game. He did. It was a shame to see, I suppose. And then of course Brendan Dolan as well. Then was actually gave Martin Schindler much to worry about in his game. Although to be fair, I know Dolan's had a little bit of a shoulder injury lately. So that's probably, you could excuse that, I suppose. But yeah, again, didn't exactly play brilliantly against Martin Schindler there. And then just before we do end this video, I just want to have a quick look at the now new Order of Merit. I've not actually seen it yet. This is my first time actually looking at it right now, so I'm pretty sure to see what's going on. I mean, look at Luke Humphries, man, £700,000 ahead of Michael. So I mean, Luke Humphries, he's gonna be like one number one for years. You know, he could. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually broke the record, which I believe's joint held by Phil Taylor and Michael Van Gerwen. I believe they both had 8 years of number 1 in a row. So yeah, to be fair, it might not be the case. You know, there's a certain bloke sitting at number 20 who could quite easily break through there, but you know, have to wait and see that, I suppose. Johnny Clayton up to number 6 in the world now, which is pretty good. Now, I do want to mention this in here. Obviously, Nathan Aspinall is now number 8 in the world. He went down by 2. And I want to try and explain this a little bit, because obviously, I'll be honest, I'm not too sure about it myself, so I may be completely wrong. But I believe the reason why Aspinall's now down to number 8, even though he made it to the same round as both Chizzy and Gerwin Price, I believe because he made it to the final of the Grand Prix 2 years ago, back in 22. I believe now, obviously, obviously everything's on the 2-year roll, and then all the merits based on like prize money on the last 2 years. So I believe it's Aspinall, obviously, since he made it to the final 2 years ago, have to then defend that money this time round. And I believe, obviously, again, he would have had to have made it, to the. I believe it might have been. I believe it was the quarter final. Was all he had to do, to only be down to number 6. But I think that he actually saying the number 5, he would have had to have made the final again. I believe. So yeah, and because of that, he has lost prize money, which is why he's now down to number 8 in the world. But to be fair, I can't see him staying number 8 for very long. I think he will climb the rankings again. To be fair, Ross Smith now up to number 9 in the world, which is very good. I mean, to be fair. Great, yeah, I am going to make a video on the Premier League for soon as well, which I am going to talk about Ross Smith in that video. Up to number 9 in the world, absolutely brilliant. Head down to number 10. Dimitri van den Berg now to number 11. He was down, I think he was down to number 14 before the tournament started. He was down that low. Obviously, he's since he won the UK, he has been in around the top 10. Obviously, since he's had a pretty rotten run of form lately, he did plummet down the rankings, but he's now up to number 11. Bunting's down up to number 12, Peter Wright down to 14 now. It's just, Jesus Christ. Josh Rock now in the top 16 as well, Wade 17, Little 20th, Joe Cullen down to 18 despite his run. I mean, like, look how tight it's getting now. I mean, there's literally like 100, there is now only 100 grand separating Joe Cullen and Nathan Aspinall now. It's just like the whole like top like outside the top 16 is just absolutely congested. It's fucking crazy. Martin Schindler, Gary Harrison now both moving up there now. Mike the Decker now up to number 25. No, he was number 36 before. He's now obviously skyrocketed up to 25 as well. Dirksen down 24. So yeah, I think it's likely now that the Decker will be seeded at the World Championship now. I mean, yeah, he's more like 90 grand ahead of sorry, he's literally like 90 grand ahead of Ricardo Pietrasco now. So yeah, I think he will be. Gurney Barney so I've moved Gabriel Clemens down to number 28. I believe Clemens was number 20. Like he was like 21, 22 start of the year. Down to 28. Pretty good. Rutazki as well. He's fallen off as well. Ryan Joyce now in the top 32 because of that run. Very great to see there. Yeah, Scott Williams was just 36. I believe he was he was like 25 start of the year. He's plummeted down. Scott Williams down as well. Richie Adams and Cameron Menzies now both in the top 40. It was great to see obviously Cameron Menzies. I don't know if you guys saw on Twitter, but he's now actually he's like pretty much almost a full-time darts player now. He still does work a little bit now, but he's now got like more like reduced hours. So he's basically a professional darts player now, which is great to see. Obviously Menzies didn't play very well against Dave Chisholm round 1, but I think he definitely deserves to actually have a full crack on it. And then Razman Luke gone right down as well. I don't want to go too far down. So yeah, those are the rankings right now. Obviously, they're going to be updated again because of the Pro Tours this week and then the European Tour at the weekend as well. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff there. So guys, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Yeah, again, absolutely brilliant tournament, fully deserved. Enjoyed watching it. In terms of darts now for the rest of the year, we do have the Pro Tour 27-28 this week, then after the final Euro Tour next weekend as well. Ahead of the European Championship, which is in a fortnight's time. Then after that, the Grand Slam. Then, before that's the end of the Pro Tour. After that, then the Grand Slam. Then the Players Championship Finals, and then obviously we do end the year on the Worlds. So yeah, so lots of tournaments coming thick and fast. Very looking forward to all of them. I'm going to be trying to cover as most of those as I possibly can. So hopefully we have a little bit of joy there. But yeah, that's it for me. If you guys enjoyed this video, I'll see you all next time.